Hello students, hope you all are doing well. Today I am going to teach you about squirrel. Squirrel is a very fun-loving animal, and squirrel is very common too. It is found on trees, top of the trees, even on the telephone poles. We never see squirrel sitting at one place. We can see them running here and there. So, in short, I can say that squirrel is a very fun-loving animal. There are certain characteristics the poet Mildred Bowers Armstrong has characterized here. The squirrel. He wore a question mark for tail, an overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play, and if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. Very short poem, but very minutely the poet has described. Poet said that it wore a question mark. Now I'll show you the picture of a squirrel. You can see squirrel here sitting on the tree. Yes, the squirrel sitting on a tree. So here you can see the tail. Tail resembles the shape of a question mark. When the squirrel eats, it sits at one place, and then when it sits and eats, that time its tail resembles the shape of a question mark. So here the poet says that he wore a question mark. Does a squirrel wear a question mark? Does we say no? It is not exactly so. Generally, we say wear words, W-E-A-R. This wear word generally we use for put on clothes. But here, to make it more clear, the poet says that he wore a question mark. Now the tail, you see, if you would have seen the squirrel very close by, then you see the tail is very bushy, very furry, very soft, like a teddy bear. You see, it's very soft. So, and it shapes like a question mark. Question mark is, generally we put question mark at the end of question sentence. So, it wore a question mark for tail and overcoat of grey. Grey is the color. You know, the color of the squirrel is grey. It is greyish in color. And it has a black and grey stripes on its body, which makes it more beautiful. So here the poet says an overcoat of grey, as if a squirrel has wore an overcoat of grey. That type of description the poet says in the poem. He sat up straight to eat a nut. You all know that the squirrel loves eating nuts. So he sat up straight. Where it sits, either on the ground or on the tree, it sits straight and eat nuts. He liked to tease and play. As I said in the beginning, that we never see squirrels sitting at one place. It roams around, it's running here and there. And even in the park, in the garden, if you go and see, and if you feed them, they come to you and snatch the food, and then it runs away. So this squirrel, they loves to tease and play. And if you run after them, they immediately changes the way. Here the poet and its friend, they both wanted to catch the squirrel, but squirrel is so swift, so it ran fast and disappeared in the other direction. So that is the poem. The worksheet we will upload on our website. You can copy down first the poem and the question answer and the exercise which are given in the textbook. Thank you.